Hello again, welcome back to the channel. It's been just over a week since I recorded my first video. First video that took me 4 attempts at doing. And back out again, this time Llyn Brenig, which you'll see in a bit. Yeah, today I brought you to Llyn Brenig, which is one of my local reservoirs and a great place to come for a walk. It's one of 2 reservoirs that are directly next to each other. There's the Brenig and the Llyn. The Llyn's a slightly shorter walk, just over 2 hours. This one should be about 3. I'm hoping maybe later on I can let you know exactly how long it's going to be. But yeah, needed to get out for another walk. I'll tell you a little bit about the reservoirs. And some more Denbigh I introduced you to in the last video. And some others coming over to say hello as well. As you can probably see here, I'm on a really thin track and it's quite good for mountain biking this. I've biked it a few times, but it means that I can't really just kind of stop and film on the as I'm walking along it, because I'm having to keep looking round just to check that there's nobody coming absolutely hooning it down here behind me. And then I'm going to get in their way. So yeah, maybe in a bit where it gets a bit wider and there's a bit more room, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the reservoir. Shouldn't be a long one today. It's just a nice walk around, but we'll see how we get on. So as I say with the Brenig, it's not somewhere I tend to walk around. Lots of people do walk around it, but it can generally be quite a long thing from what I gather. I've walked around parts of it, but I tend to come around on my bike. So like I say, I've looked on all trails I use for a lot of my trails. By the way, if you've not come across all trails, there's a few different hiking apps. There's Hiker, Komoot, All Trails, but I find that All Trails is quite good. It's quite good for getting some free trails, and they quite often do half price 12-month subscriptions. It's about £18 for the year, and I find it to be very good. There's also like an extra tier now. I can't remember what they call it. I think that's more expensive again. It's about £8 a month, I think. But I find with just the standard, I think it's plus, which is, say, half price is £18 a year, normally about £36 a year, is more than sufficient for me. You can download the courses and the tracks to your watch if you want to, or you can just track them in your phone. Yeah, you know, that's quite good for getting some ideas if you've not come across it already. Yeah, All Trails. So yeah, as I was saying, the Brenig's not somewhere I normally come to walk, but it's a great biking path. And yeah, it's pleasant enough to walk. It's just, I think a lot of people want to make a day of it, you know, whereas I just want a bit of a power walk to get some fitness in. Talk a little bit about the fitness thing in the future, because it's something I alluded to in the first video. I want to just kind of explain myself a little bit further with that. So yeah, it's a pleasant evening, enjoying it. Not seen anybody else so far. I'm sure that will change because lots of people do use this, but although it's a little bit windy, so maybe not this time. We'll see. So I think it was about 2018, there was some ospreys found to have come and nested here by Llyn Brenig, and a kind of reserve has been established between Dŵr Cymru and the National Wildlife Trust, I think it is, to preserve them. and to keep them safe. And there's cameras on them to make sure that they're being safe. Obviously the cameras don't encroach too much on their space. Everything is done responsibly. But you can actually, in the visitor centre, you can actually view the ospreys. There's like a camera system and monitors where you can view the ospreys and see them there. And if birds are your kind of thing. I'm trying my best not to say every second word. I did notice when I actually finally sat down to start trying to edit my first video, let me go again, every second or third word at one point was so I am trying to stop myself from doing it, but it does mean that quite often I will pause and think of what to say next, because I don't want a video to just be really staccato with chop, 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 chop when I'm having to chop out all the ums. I did warn you in the first video, this is never going to be perfect. It's never going to be as good as this view here, but it's not what it's about. What it's about is enjoying the countryside, the Welsh countryside, Cefn Gwlad Cymru, and sharing it with you guys. That's what it's about. Hello, Dafod. The other things I need to be wary of saying are things like so, well. I mean, to anybody who's ever done YouTube videos, I'm sure there's a lot of you that have done that. But it can't be good to watch. So, I think sometimes you can't avoid it, can you? But here we go. We'll learn together. If you're like me, you're probably not like me, or God help you if you are. But if you're anything like me in the fact that you've wanted to start a YouTube vlogging video, well, maybe I can show you how not to do it and give you a little bit of confidence that, well, if this bumbling idiot can do it, then it can't be that hard. Can't do much worse. Windmill country. No, not Netherlands. I think I started talking in the last video about some changes in my life. Some things have happened recently. Caused me to want to make some changes in my life. Realised that I got a bit lazy, stuck in my ways, and there were other things about me that were pointed out to me that I just didn't like. So you got two options. You just carry on regardless, think, right, okay, you are what you are, stuck with it, we change. Once before I've made that change. I made a massive change in my life about 6 years ago, where approaching 24 stone, I decided, right, okay, enough was enough. So yeah, I lost about 10 stone, 10.5 stone altogether, and changed my life completely. Could do things that I never dreamt I would do. For years and years I had these excuses, I can't do it, I'm too big, this is me, it's my metabolism. And then I joined Slimming World, lost 5.5 stone with Slimming World, and then started fasting, intermittent fasting, which I strongly believe in. I think it's amazing. I mean, it's done me the world of good, feel really good. It got me in the best shape I've ever been in. So I swear by it. Doesn't mean everybody else has to. I'm not one of these people who says, oh, you know, you have to do this, there is no other way. I'm not a doctor, but I am a scientist. and the science points to the fact, and history points to the fact, that fasting works. And to my mind, I'm proof that it works. You see the reservoir behind us? Yeah, so one of the byproducts of putting the weight on was me losing confidence, losing my mojo, losing myself a bit. And it caused me to not be the best for people around me, my family, and myself. So yeah, something had to change. So yeah, a few months back I decided I was going to make the change, and it was going to be different this time. How's it going to be different? Well, this time I'm not going back to where I was. I've done all that hard work, which took me a year and a half, and although in the last 3 years I was very happy, I didn't realise actually that there was a part of me that I was kind of losing myself, and losing my confidence, and I didn't realise it until it was brutally pointed out to me. But you know, these things happen. You can't change what's happened, but you can change what lies ahead of you. And I've done that once before. And this time I'm doing it again, and I'm doing it for good. I don't even know whether that's working. I'm trying to hold it over my shoulder like some kind of 360 camera. Like I said last time, I'm not even going to pretend that these videos are going to be perfect. I'm going to learn. Hopefully I'll get better. Hopefully they're not too bad to watch, but at the end of the day, it's just having a chat, showing you a little bit of the beauty of North Wales and trying to have some fun with it. So I used to have a 360 camera, and that was amazing, but I lost confidence with it because quite innocuously scraped it on some rocks as I was going up one of the North Wales mountains. I'm not sure whether it was Carnarvon on my way up to Llyn Brenig Reservoir, but the lenses got scratched and it was never quite the same. So I was a bit put off by 360 cameras. I sent it off to be repaired because I had a warranty on it, and they just wrote it off as if it's right, okay, the lenses are scratched, there's nothing we can do, which was a bit scary. I know the new Insta360 X5 is out and you can swap the lenses over, but it's 500 quid. And that brings me to another one of the big changes I'm making. A few years ago I'd realised that I'd become quite materialistic. I strongly believe that was a byproduct of the fact that I'm an only child. I'm a very lucky only child, I must say. Thanks, Mum. I love you. But it has made me quite materialistic because I think maybe you don't have other people around you, other siblings. You kind of value things and stuff around you a bit more than you should. It's something I wasn't proud of, and I vowed to myself a few years ago that I was going to change, and I did. I did change quite a lot. Started to enjoy hiking, going up in the mountains, biking, but I found myself over the last couple of years, definitely, I've kind of slipped back into that, especially with what has happened, I think, with the photography and the camera gear and trying to film, was I got kind of sucked in a bit too far with this whole idea of, I want to be an amazing photographer, I want to be an amazing videographer, I want to start this amazing, perfect YouTube channel. These grand dreams of what was going to be absolutely incredible. And it just led me to thinking, right, I need to buy this gear and buy that gear, and that's going to make me better in doing that. And I really did start to lose sight of what was important, and what was important was just having a camera and going out and having fun. That's what's important. So that's what I'm doing now. I have got my camera, my proper camera, I say proper camera because now I only have one. I've been decluttering, getting rid of loads of stuff. Got rid of, literally thousands of pounds worth of stuff. Some stuff I just gave away, and I felt really good about it. I was a bit worried that I was quite attached to this stuff, but actually I realised as I started to give some stuff away that no, I wasn't attached to stuff at all. But it was just the importance of getting the newest, best, greatest tech stuff. That was the big trap that I was falling into. I was falling foul of consumerism more than materialism, I think. So yeah, that's had to stop. And as much as I'm tempted by the new DJI Osmo 360 camera and the Insta360 X5, they'll wait, you know. I don't need them, certainly when, you know, this is going to be my second video after having action cameras for about 3 years. I don't need them, do I? Let's face it. I would like them. If somebody wants to give me one, I'll try it out. DJI Insta360, you know. But no, I don't need them. Maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, if this becomes a regular thing, still loving it, still enjoying it, then maybe. But for the time being, we don't need it. All we need is this. That's all we need. So I started talking last time about what this channel should be about, and I think I've realised in this last week, 2 weeks, is that it needs to be about simple things, simple enjoyments, because at the end of the day I've realised that for all these harebrained ideas that I've got to do this amazingly well and that amazingly well, I just want a simple, fun, enjoyable life. I want to be able to go places, see things, make memories. Doesn't matter what you've got, doesn't matter how much stuff you've got, how much money you've got. It can help, but money doesn't buy happiness, everybody knows that. So want to have fun, enjoy myself, entertain, something like it. But yeah, just want to have a bit of fun, share a bit of fun with everybody else, and lead a simple, happy and fulfilling life for me, my family, and everybody I care for. This time, I'm not going to lose sight of that. It's gone pretty chilly now. That breeze has got up again. Sun's gone in. Tap the jacket. So that's a lot of water, right? And I hazard a guess how much? Well, I don't suppose it's at its maximum at the moment because we've had a pretty hot summer. But it has a capacity of about 60 million cubic meters of water. 60 million! It's a lot of water. It's actually, I believe, the 4th biggest lake in Wales. Think about it, there's only 3 million people in Wales. Don't know what it is for the latest census, 3.2, something like that. That's nearly 20 cubic metres per person in Wales. In one lake. You're probably not fascinated in the slightest by it, but I think that's incredible. So yeah, this kind of tarmac track, fire roady type thing comes all the way down this side. So a lot of people, I think, come down here to camp in a camper vans. Not sure whether you're meant to. There's not really any signs to say that you can't, but I presume it's all controlled by Dŵr Cymru, and they would probably say, no, thou shalt not camp here. Because places like that, companies like that tend to be a bit boring in that sense, don't they? And the sad reality is like everything, the few spoil it for everybody else because they leave all their rubbish. I did see a sign when I parked up before that said no fly tipping. Well, they've not put that there with no reason, have they? They've not just said, oh, I know, let's put a no fly tipping sign just in case somebody decides that they want to do a bit of fly tipping. No, they've done it because some idiots, probably more than one, because even if it was an isolated incident, they probably wouldn't need a sign, would they? But there's probably somebody somewhere who's decided, oh, I'll get rid of my rubbish here. It winds me up how people can just be so blasé about destroying this beautiful country that we've got, beautiful world that we've got. Some people take it for granted, and I'll be honest, I took it for granted till I was probably getting on for 40. It's only as I got older that I started to realise its true beauty. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why? Just why? You couldn't find a bin. It's just lazy and inconsiderate. Hello. Back to being 40 before it gives you an idea of my age. Not too much over 40. My youthful good looks. Fooling you. Oh, probably not. But yeah, my mum and I used to have a bit of a joke when we were younger. Hi mum, if you're watching. I'm sure you will. You'll be my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. You always have been. Thanks mum, love you. But yeah, we had a joke when I was younger that we went to Scotland, I think it was, and as we were driving through the countryside up this hillside, kind of around a mountain path, my mum kind of looked over the side and said to me, hey, look at that, isn't that beautiful? At which point I pulled myself away from whatever it was I was doing, looked out the window and said, nah, it's too green. In all fairness, don't like green. Unless it's this green. I like this green. And this colour, whatever it is. I'm colourblind. Is it purple? Heather? Is it purple? I'm colourblind, but pretty colours. Pretty colours. Sorry. You'll get used to it. Unless you don't watch any more of my videos after this, in which case, fair enough. But thanks for watching this one. And there's been one more massive change in my life, which is something I'm actually really uber proud of, considering it's on top of trying to rid myself of consumerism and trying to lose these excess pounds and go through all the other things that are in my life. But I've quit nicotine. Hey, quit nicotine. So that's something I'm immensely proud of. So I quit smoking about 9 years ago. However, I didn't quit nicotine because I got addicted to lozenges. So I managed to get down to the 1 milligram ones, but just couldn't shake them. Could not shake them. And then about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I started on the vape, thinking, oh, I'll get off the lozenges, I'll go onto the vape for a little while, and then, yeah, I'll knock that on the head, easy enough. And then got addicted to vaping. So for a little while I was even on the lozenges and vaping. And it took me massive things in my life happening for me to realise how stupid and mindless it was that I was just sat vaping, watching YouTube, watching all these videos on how to become this amazing photographer and this amazing YouTuber, and I'd go into these kind of trances just sat vaping, and it just wouldn't do. The sad reality is I should have realised this a long time ago when it was pointed out to me, and I didn't, and I've only got myself to blame for that. However, 13 days ago, there you go, have you seen that? 12 days, 23 hours, 9 minutes, and nearly 13 days. No nicotine whatsoever. It's been tough. There's been times where I've wanted to capitulate completely, fall off the bandwagon, but no. I figured if I can alternate day fast, if I can let go of stuff, if I can do all these things, I can let go of nicotine. It has been a challenge, but it's been a challenge that I've been ready and willing to take on. 13 days. There's probably a lot of you thinking, 13 days was easy, I just quit and just never had one again. My mum was like that. Thanks, Mum. But I'm proud of myself. I feel like I've made a good change. After all, that's what's important, isn't it? So it's getting dark now. It's past sunset, but this is the visitor centre. This just gives you an idea of what's going on here. There's different water activities that go on here. All sorts of different things. Don't know exactly what goes on here. It's been a while. That's called splash. Presumably it splashes water onto people. There you go. That's the visitor centre. Toilets there. There's a play area up there. There you go. Show you the play area. That's quite decent, to be fair. A zip line, staple in these kind of play areas these days. You're not going to have the pleasure of seeing me on the zip line. Don't do that kind of thing. Not on camera anyway. So yeah, that's the Maes Chwarae play area. Yeah. So parking charges, touch the screen to start, parking, oh I don't know, I'm not going to put it in, I don't think it says on it how much. Oh, first hour is free, there you go. So the first hour is free, and then I think after that, I'm sure I read somewhere it's about £3, but so we've parked over at the I've parked over at the wildlife reserve and it was free. I'm hoping it was either free or I've had a very long walk home. Exit out that way. Possibly look out this way. That would be able to see anything. So yeah, I would obviously have flown the drone over the lake, other than the fact that you have the Osprey Reserve, so not only is it not allowed, but it would be very irresponsible of me. I know there are some places where you're not meant to fly a drone where there's not really any reason other than probably some idiots again, a bit like the fly tippers who've annoyed people and given people some daft reason why they shouldn't be flying drones. But you know, when you've got rare birds like the ospreys, of course, then it would be very irresponsible to fly the drone here, so I won't fly the drone. Here's the Osprey lookout. So this is the Osprey lookout. I've not actually been in here. To say the cameras are in the visitor centre, but this is obviously somewhere you can park up. You can pay to park up down there, and then you can come and sit in here, obviously like a bird hide. It actually looks very new, which would be why I've not seen anything. I don't know whether you have to pay, especially to go into the Osprey lookout, maybe. But oh, it's very nice here anyway. Yeah, worth checking out if you're into bird watching and that kind of thing. Does it say here? Opening times 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. It doesn't say anything about any charges though. So maybe if you come and you park, you take your chances on whether there's any space in there. There you go. We're getting very dark now. I wanted to show you those bits, but yeah, we are getting very dark, so I need to get back onto the car before I can't see anything, basically. So, ciao for now. So just quickly, I've just got back to the car. As you can see, it's a bit dark. 9.75 miles. It's taken me 3 hours and 41 minutes. I didn't stop much after, well, about halfway, because of all the faffing with the videoing and everything, but I thought I'd let you know anyway, so make sure you give yourself plenty of time anyway. Alright, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see any more madness. And yeah, thanks. See you again. Ciao for now. Will.